owning your emotions is all about you learning how to harness your lovely left and right mode of your brain and your nervous system. So your attachment category is important. Your attachment style, not as much necessarily, even though that's within your relationships, but the category helps you to work with understanding how you were held. And that's actually a lot more important than another human being in your life that will trigger and bring to life that which you are going to want to first harness. So on that note, before we begin, I'm Maria, 5D Mystic, Enlightenment, Functional Adult, and we get to talk about how to emotionally regulate yourself in a way of knowing about the nervous system, trauma-informed stuff, but also I'm woo-woo lady, remember, and pseudoscience, because mystic here with Claire, so we mix it all up. In fact, today we got some lovely channeled guidance as well for any person who is within the in-between plane, which does not discredit or discard in any way, shape, or form the science. Is actually not even remotely close. So it's nice to know that 5D is with people who are educated, because I was wondering about how I would notice exactly where we're at, and now I do know. Okay, so when people don't have their emotions, and that's why we have authoritarian individuals, or just anyone really, playing on people's emotions. And that's also why we have people who get conned by con artists. We can con ourselves along with the con artist conning us. That's because an adaptive child is not an adult emotionally. It's a person who has a shame, defectiveness, false self. So they had a wound. It's an attachment wound, big trauma, small trauma, it all depends. So they don't know how to handle emotions. In fact, there's an emotional body disconnect. If you're not securely attached, for the avoidant, we have the inability until they choose to create a relationship with their emotional body, and that requires them to understand that's going to feel a lot terrifying, because the first year of life they were not able to get seen emotionally. So emotions are danger, or anyways they shut off. The emotional body gets disconnected, empathy disconnected, so that they can sustain being in a household where they will not be tended to. In fact, they differentiate, and when it comes to what takes place on the external, they go rigid. And so they have to have control. It's the dominant left mode of the brain. And the emotional is the right, even though it's really the nonverbal. The left is the verbal. So if you learn in the, interpersonal neurobiology course with Daniel Siegel, Mindsight Institute, go for it. It's really great, as well as his lifespan on attachment. I need to finish that one up. But just any trauma-informed. I have trauma-informed basic with my lovely Dr. Albert Wong and his entire keep. So Sue Martin is great. She taught me about how every person has charged states. We have 5 of them, and most people don't know how to handle any of their charged states. In fact, they're ruling with them, they're projecting them. When they say humans suck, humans suffer, humans are broken, humans need fixing, humans are evil, humans. I've been hearing that my entire life, and I'm like, okay, wow, they don't know they're human. So yeah, 5D mystics and just a human knows I'm a human, and it's nice to know I rock with my emotions. I love my emotions. So when you can rock with your emotions too, let's continue, shall we? Here's though, I got held in a very specific way. I got held in equanimity. My mother always has this thing of the plane of no favoritism and no negative. So I'm going to talk to you like a person and explain to you stuff, and then allow you to know you're a member of society. So you need to play fair and square and listen to other people. That's also because I'm a very much person. So I got taught, okay, Maria, calm down, go into your space, let people have their room. Okay, so long story short though, when you are a differentiated self, I was already at my age of 3, you tell somebody the story, you all know it. What did I tell my mom? Can't spank me, Mom, it's my body. Thank you, Daniel Siegel, for letting me know that that's a differentiated self. So I told her that. Now the other part that was even more interesting is the minute she was done with my little spanking, I went ahead to go make my suitcase, because she disobeyed my very command. Okay, so I did not be like, oh my gosh, now I need to succumb to shame. No, I wasn't broken. Nope, I didn't feel broken. I got disobeyed by a person about my body. Now, as I got older, I also remembered, oh, she's an adult. She's teaching me how to live life. I'm 43 now. A lot of adults don't know how to rule their own emotions. So an adult, in the book of an adult, emotionally speaking, is a functional adult. You know how to sit in equanimity. This is the spirituality process, by the way. Anybody who's curious about enlightenment soul age group, it's simply you being able to know how to handle yourself. The 3-year-old you, there you go. But it's a lot deeper than that. So let me go to our Daniel Siegel, because again, I was lucky. I'm a lucky child. I have secure attachment. I know how to self-regulate. In fact, safe haven. I know when I'm in distress, like my panic attacks, how to self-regulate. I'm comfortable in the uncomfortable. I'm even comfortable as I have to listen to people tell me why they think that I da-da-da-da-da. And I laugh, yes, because they all love me. So of course they're giving me their subjective experience and their subjective opinions and their own thoughts and feelings. That's how the world works. And when it's important time, it's not social time. Okay, so conning ourselves with con artists conning us. No, some people don't get conned like that. We're looking outside and like, okay, wait a minute. So it's because people get played by authoritarians on their emotions. Yeah, I actually have seen a lot of people think they know a lot of shit. They don't know a lot of shit. Because if you know a lot of shit, then you'd know that your emotions are ruling you because you want a group to win. And that's because you decided, I want the world to look like me. Or like whatever it is I thought that I want or I think that I want. So whenever you're like tainting the entire world should be in some specific way, I'd say it's about time to say, oh, wait, that's my ego right here. I'm not the only person. There's 8 billion, and we're not the only group. There's a bunch of groups. Let me be equanimous versus emotional, like a 3-year-old who's going to be like, there's some stuff going on. Okay, so this video, which is really amazing, talks about how the public sphere holds facts, and I laugh because the way that the people made it sound, it's like, oh, it's the media's fault. They're using emotional stuff against people. They've always used that. Just look to the history. So no, it's not the social media. It's not online. The echo chamber, it's just something you have a word for now. And knowing that people are in an algorithm, another word you found out and can use, what we really want to hone in on is, why don't people know how to rule their emotions? Let's get to that, shall we? Because they don't even know about their trauma or attachment. Nope. Go watch any pub out there and let's go see how many people are misaligned. Let's go watch some movies, shall we? So while people want to blame the media, some people are like, I think that we don't need to be doing the blame game because that's an adaptive child. Shame, blame, fault, revenge. Again, you're looking outside for a problem. There ain't no problem. There's always a solution for the creators, the creator brains. What's the solution? Let's teach people how to be their adult 3-year-old, and that will help. Yes, let's help them know that smart means you have a flexible, adaptive, coherent, and energized brain, and stable. Stable means reliable. You can't be reliable if you don't know where you're going. You can't know where you're going if you don't know how your attachment system got into being. Oh yes, let's not forget teenagers, the drama land of teenage land. Yeah, so there's secure attachment people who have, I don't trust anyone because I got cheated on and lied to and all of the things that happened when I got rejected. So there you go. There's big T's and small T's. The big T's are very important. And they're the ones that are usually in the therapist's room because their life is really that low. And if they get that low, they're going to end up there or unfortunately in prison. So while some people are busy pointing fingers, others are busy thinking, wait a minute. We need to let people know you have a 3-year-old. I do too. And it's called your name and it has emotions. It has an attachment system that if it was not allowed to be different from one's own parents' desires and experiences, then the link will not take place in a way of saying you can be you. No. If instead the child is seen and allowed to be themselves, then they are looked at also with compassionate eyes. This is where we get integrated communication and an integrated relationship. So it's when you are seen for who you are and said, you know what, we're all imperfect and flawed. So the big picture is us working together with our hands, not thinking the same or speaking the same or describing life the same or choosing lifestyle. No, it's about going to vote. It's about going to shop. It's about what we always have known. But right now, people think that media has made it worse. No, people just don't know how to be grown-ups yet. So let us learn how to be grown-ups all together. It will take a part 2 for my channel guidance 5D mystics, functional adults, enlightenment soul age group, infinite higher human consciousness potential experiences. Tune in.